equations today. Alright, so we have two different tables because we're going to have two different equations for each one of these lines. So we're going to start off with Desmos by picking 2 points off of line A, and I'm just going to start with the 0 point, which is at 0, -3, and at 1, -1. So I now have y1 squiggly. It makes 1 plus b, which is our linear. So if you watched my videos before, we now know that our equation should be in y equals mx plus b form, which is also our slope-intercept form. So if I plug those in here, I can simply say that our equation for line A is y equals 2, because 2 is the m, so we're going to plug in 2 there, x, and then 3, -3 is our b, so then our first equation is 2x minus 3. So let's look at line B. And we're already done writing our first equation. So I'm going to do the same thing. This one is at 0, +2, and 1, -1. But this time our m is -3. So we have -3 x, and our y-intercept is at 2. So I want you guys to notice before, our y-intercept from our table can be found when x is equal to 0. And then we'll have our y value. So that'll show you what our y-intercept is here. Okay, when x equals to 0 and y equals to 2. Try another one. Okay, so we're just going to skip over this right here. And we're going to go to our graph. So this graph right here is giving us two equations. And we need to find out what our two equations are. Notice our two equations are in standard form. And so in the past, we've already learned in standard form, and so I'm going to rewrite. Standard form is where we have ax plus b y equals to c. But we cannot put those in Desmos. And so what we remember, our trick formula is y equals -a divided by b x plus c divided by b. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to type in our equations for each one of these. And so anytime there's not a number in front of the variable, it's just an invisible 1. So I'm just going to type some 1s here just so that we know. And so now what we're going to do, we're going to see which two equations match or align with this graph here. So if I'm using my formula, my a is my first number next to my x value, which is a 1. And my b is next to my y value, as shown here, which is also a 1. So I have an x plus, I'm going to press that question mark just to get that division sign. And 4 is my c, and then 1 is still my b. Okay, so now we have line number 1. And I'm just having this here as just a reference. So with line number 2, my equation number 2, a, so we have a negative box, x plus box. Remember to do that first. So I have a 3, 1 on the top. It's a -2. Don't forget about that negative, and a 1. Alright, so if we can see our solution here is at -3, 7. And that is not correct because our solution should be at 1, 5. So we know it is not answer choice A. So we can easily go ahead and eliminate answer choice A. Alright, let's look at answer choice B. So the first difference here, again, I'm going to put my 1s. Please go ahead and write those 1s on your notes if you have them. So that way it's easier for you. So on my answer choice A, I still have a 1, but my B is a -1. So I'm going to change that to -1. And my C is also a -4. The second one, we have a 1 as our A and a -3 as our B. So we're going to change our B values. And then a -6 as our C. Still, our graphs are not equivalent because the solution is not the same. So we know that it's also not answer choice B. Alright, so let's look at answer choice C. Again, I'm going to put those 1s in there just so we can stay on track here. So I have a 1 on my A, -1, -1, and -4. So that one looks good. This time my A is a 3 and my B is a -1. So we're going to put -1s on the bottom. And then we have a -2 here on the C. As we can see, our solution's at 1, 5, just like our graph. So that means our final answer for this one is answer choice C. Okay, we're going to do this last practice problem. And as we can see, if I type in both equations as they give me, let's see what's happened. So I have y equals -2x plus 2, which looks very much so like slope-intercept form. I'm going to type in my second equation, y plus 6 equals 2x. Well, there's a caution sign here, meaning that this is not in standard form. So in order to get y by itself here, I'm going to have to move this +6 to the other side. And instead of +6, the opposite of +6 is -6. Okay, so I'll just actually show you here. So all we did was subtract 6, because that's the opposite, to the other side. So that left us with y equals to 2x minus 6. And as we can see here, our solution is at 2, -2. And they even put on our answer choices here, and I'll zoom in just a little bit. They even put on our answer choices 2, -2. Alright, they have 2.2, 1.2, and 1.4. Right, so then we already know the answer here is graph A. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you next time.